Morning guys, February 9th, 2023. This one here I got a call for a gas furnace that's not firing up, and we played around with the wiring on the gas valve and now it's firing, and he says the hot surface igniter is glowing, but that don't mean that it's a good one. It says it's an American standard. So anyway, we're gonna go over there and see if we can help the guy out. See if we can figure out what the problem is. It works sometimes and other times it don't work. Sometimes it's the igniter. You know, it's getting wimpy. It's not glowing long enough. I've seen that happen. They think it's the gas valve and it's not. It's the igniter. We're gonna go over there. I don't even know what age this thing's at. But anyway, we'll try to gauge some shots when I get over there.
My first phone call, my second phone call is to my wife's cousin, who's he's in charge of the heating and ventilation over at Somerset Public Schools.
Okay, so you got it off here. You got the switch
That's on.
off.
That's actually on right now.
Is it on? It is on.
It's a backward
switch. All right,
switch.
so I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna take this flame sensor. Let's take that cover off and see what everything looks like. This thing is definitely an old one. So your brother-in-law said that it was a.
No, I just kind of, I took a video of what it was doing, and he just said, well, it might be this, it might be that. I can't really tell without, and this was last night after I talked to you. So.
Let's take this flame sensor out and see what it looks like.
He said it could be this, it could be that, it could be anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Without getting someone there and looking at it. He used to do it on the side as a side hustle, but he sold all his shit. He does just works at the school now, full time.
So sometimes it fires, sometimes it don't.
Yeah, it's temperamental, I guess you could say.
It could be a vacuum switch too.
Every time it calls for gas, the igniter burns cherry red. It clicks, the gas valve clicks, and nothing happens.
Yeah, look at how dirty that flame sensor is. See that?
Yeah.
That's like the first thing you gotta keep clean. Sometimes the intermittent ones can be a bitch.
Yep. Because it doesn't do it all the time.
It doesn't happen all the time, you know.
It might fire right up for you.
First thing we do is we're gonna keep this clean, because if this is not clean, this senses once the burner fires, this senses and keeps it on. Mm-hmm. So if this is dirty, right, could be an issue. That should be done every couple of years. I mean, I want to take this panel off and see what that that glow plug looks like. Okay.
Yeah.
You're saying it glows, but you know it might have it might have a mild crack in it. And it's not
getting hot enough.
If it doesn't get hot enough and stay on long enough, when the gas goes through, it doesn't have time to ignite it. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah, because it's only a quick little blast of gas, right?
It has to stay. I've seen people change flame sensors. They look the same, and they don't stay on as long, and they won't work. Mm. It's gonna be the right duration. Wow, I mean, them are really fucking cooked on there. Wow. Oh man, I don't know if I can get it off. What do you do for work?
I work for we do wetlands, salt marshes, all kinds of crazy shit, dam removals.
Environmental shit, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
What about like oil spills?
No, not so much that stuff. We do like we'll do super wetland specific,
wetland protection and shit.
Yep. Pretty much that's it.
Wow. You know, if this thing needs a hot surface igniter or something, it's probably worth it. But if you're gonna start going into, you know, changing all kinds of gas valves and shit like that, probably not worth it. You're probably better off to get another unit.
That's what I'm...
Yeah, see that fucking flame sensor's cracked, guy. Look at it. It's got a crack in it. Take a look at. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna see if I can get it out of there.
So in the back corner there.
Yeah, you see it?
Yeah, it looks like it's cracked on that where it
Yeah, you
turns
see
back
how it's
in.
cracked in the back there?
Yeah.
I can see it cracked. That could be a problem. Yeah, it's definitely cracked. Can you see the spot?
I do. I see the little right across that.
Yeah,
left hand.
once I can get it out of there, if I can get it out of there. What a fucking nightmare. Wow, this thing's a real bitch. Looks like I might have to pull the whole gas train out of here just to get to it. Yeah, you can see that spot, right?
Yep.
That's probably what your problem is.
So how common are those things to be able to get your hands on?
I got one in the truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not. The thing is getting it out.
Yeah, I hear you.
See this little screw thing they got there?
It's underneath it. Yep. They make it easy to get to.
Not really. I got one in the truck that should work there. We'll put a new one in and we'll put it back together and try it.
Okay.
Let's hopefully that takes care of it for you. Okay.
Yeah. That's...
This thing's all. Oh, it looks like the whole thing comes out at one shot. All right, we'll do that. We'll take the whole thing out. Take the whole thing out at one shot. Yeah, that's a. I'll put a. I got a Goodman one that usually works pretty good in these things.
Okay. Listen, you're here because you're the professional, not me. You know? You tell me what you think, and we go that route.
Well, it's definitely the igniter because
Yeah.
I could, you know.
And that would be the intermittent thing. Maybe it stays hot enough.
Because what
once in a
happens
while,
is
yeah.
that gets 110 to it and it glows. Now, if it's got a crack in it, it's not gonna.
Not complete.
It's not gonna work properly because it's compromised, right?
So, like you said, may not be getting hot enough. And
I've seen that before, where you change flipping gas valves on the thing, right?
go through the whole damn thing, and it's not even that.
And it's still a problem. Hopefully, I can get this thing the fuck out of here in one shot. Don't ruin it. Does that thing lift up or what? No, it doesn't. There it goes. Look at that shit. Oh, that's a weird unit, guy. Very strange. Look at it.
I see it now. Very, very hairline crack.
See it right there?
Yep.
No, the thing is, if I can get this screw out of here,
Yeah.
that's the next thing. Yeah, definitely an issue. Hopefully. It's corroded, man. She's a crusty one.
Does that thing come right out?
Well, I mean, it's gotta.
I mean, the whole burn-up thing, if you want to put it on the tool bench over there so you can stand up and work.
Problem is, that's porcelain, you know, that thing is.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, good. I mean, I might be able to put up my grinder in there and then get a screwdriver on it, maybe. Let me get something out of the truck there, maybe, because it's got to be able to go back on too, right?
Yeah.
A little slot in there to get a screwdriver on it. I don't know. Looks a little rotted to me. What I'm going to try to do is put a little slot in it so I can hit it with a screwdriver, okay? But, I don't know. I mean, you can't get parts for this thing if this thing breaks. You're going to have to go with a new unit. kind of taking a chance here, right? I gotta be able to loosen that up to get that out.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't, kind of screwed because it's porcelain. I mean, that thing would break in a second, right?
Right.
Looks like I can
What
grind. If I might be able to grind the head off and put a new screw in there. You know, get another screw. That's about our only hope. Ain't gonna work like that with it broken. See, I'm gonna have to grind it off, right?
Try to get vice grips on the stud.
And we'll get that off. Get that off. And then we'll have to drill and tap it, or maybe get a screw with it. That's gonna be look at that, the thing's floating in the wind. Well, that's like a nut and a washer on there. Comes from the bottom there.
Yeah, it looks like I was going to say this. Got those
See it?
little studs sticking out, but
Obviously that's up. See it? You can see it right
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
When we get another one, we're gonna have to do something about this. Do you have any bolts and nuts that size?
Let me check. The old bag of shit here. What size is that?
Let me go see if I got one of these in the truck. I mean, we're gonna have to do something with that. We can't leave that like that.
This is probably a little bit too big, but
Yeah, that would work. I mean, we just gotta
maybe
get.
open that hole up.
Yeah, no, I could. That will work.
As long as it fits in there, right?
No,
Yeah.
it won't work. It won't work.
We're gonna have something smaller here.
It's gotta be smaller. It's gotta be the next size down. Let me go get an igniter out of the truck.
Screws.
Yeah, we're gonna nut, bolt and the nuts, because we're gonna bolt it together, right?
Yep.
Let's see if I can get that. I'll have to somehow bolt it in there. Let's see if I can get it off. I got an igniter for it. We're just gonna bolt it in there. Somehow. Hopefully this fucker comes apart. I know I got bolts and shit at my shop. I mean, I'm just down the street. I'm not far, you know.
Yeah.
Rather
Don't have anything that small.
see it. Let's see what I got. I might have something in the truck. You can see it's all corroded. I even got the nut and the washer. That nut and washer was on the bottom there. See it?
Right. Yeah. So
See it?
You're doomed from the word go.
The bolt was on the top. So
Yeah. And that was just right. It wasn't even a screw like you thought. Yeah.
no, it was. You ain't got nothing that small.
Nothing that tiny. No.
Maybe you need a flashlight to see. You like these? These are better, huh? Much better.
Framing pencils?
I'm not a big fan of the Home Depot ones. I mean, the ones
Yeah,
that
these are all right.
they're kind of cheesy, huh?
Yeah, the lead falls out of
The
them.
lead falls out of them. Yeah. You didn't got nothing small. But I need a nut too, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to have anything that-
Yeah, I have to have something that I can get this size with a bolt and a nut.
Right.
And I know I got some down. I'm only up the street, so I gotta run off and get some. It's too big. It's gotta be that fucking small size. See it?
Yep, just not sitting right.
And I don't want it. This will crack
Yeah,
it,
you
right?
stop forcing it in there, it'll break it.
All right, so let me go run into my shop and get something this size. I should have something that size.
Okay.
Either that or I gotta go to Home Depot. I mean, you Can't leave it like that. Alright, I got one here. A shorty. This one here. That's the size. I have to just cut it with the grinder after. That should fit in there. It should fit. She was pretty close to being the same size as the other one, you know.
Yeah.
You have to drill it out a little bit. It will definitely fit in there. Yeah, that's the size. Kind of a weird design they have here with this thing, you know?
Yeah, it's funky.
I'm gonna have to get my drill and drill that. Drill it out a little bit, and that'll be good. Gotta be like a MacGyver. Fixing this shit.
Sometimes you gotta be, I guess, right?
Unfortunately. Yeah, that's the size. Just a little bit. You don't want to buy a new furnace unless you have to, right?
I think it's a matter of efficiency at this point. How efficient can this thing really be?
90%.
Yeah?
Well, that's a 90 plus furnace. See the PVC pipe?
Yeah. So it should be 90%, right? When running properly, or?
Yeah, it's got a secondary heat exchanger in it. It's a condensating furnace.
If I had to guess, I would say the AC was put in at the same time, right?
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't be spending a lot of money on it as far as... it's one thing to put in an igniter in it or something, and
Yeah.
you got to start doing gas valves and shit, and it's not going to be worth it, you know?
Yeah.
Clean the flame sensor, put a new igniter in it. This is kind of queer the way this is, so it's kind of screwing me around, but we'll be alright. We'll get a new igniter in it. And, this one's... it's a Rudd one, but it's the same thing. Just might have a different end on it. Might have the same end, I'm not even sure.
Looks exactly the same almost. Oh, that.
That's different, but we can cut the end off and reduce this end.
It's not cracked.
Huh?
It's not cracked.
You can see that one there, right?
Yeah.
This one's a little different, but we're gonna just be alright. Never a dull moment, they say, right? You ever hear that saying?
Oh yeah. Every day.
This won't work. Most guys would have been over here selling you a new unit.
Yeah, I figured as much, but I mean, it's yeah. Like you said, if it's the fix, it's the fix. But how long is it for? I mean, I guess if you take care of it, it'll be for a while, right? In theory.
I have no idea. Get it going for now, and
Yeah.
hopefully it takes care of the issue. Right? I tend to try to fix things for people if I can. If I can fix things for people, I try to.
Yeah.
How would you get my number from?
That Google is a wonderful thing.
Oh, Google?
Yeah. Heating, air conditioning guys near me.
Yeah, that's what I tell everybody.
First one.
People call me from all over the place, Boston and shit, want me to go fix. I says, Google someone in your area.
Yeah.
You know.
First name that came up, so first number I called.
All right, so I'm just gonna have to cut the top of that off a little bit, but that'll be fine. Might have to go in with it a little bit. We'll see. That's the way this is. Well, that's an angle. That should be fine. That's the way the other one was, right? For the most part. Kind of a queer design.
Yep.
You got to admit, right?
I do. I don't look at these things every day, so I'm sure you've seen some
we might be
doozies.
able to leave that alone like that. Hopefully, I can get this back in one piece. Not too much effort. It's gonna be some kind of flipping rail on the back of that. It's got a hook on, I think. Don't look like it. Something floating in the wind there. Get it back in there without killing it. What do you think?
Yeah.
That's how it was, just fucking laying in the wind there, huh?
Looks like it. It's exactly the way it was when you got here.
Oh, bitch. This is gonna have to be a little different though. That's fine. We can put the other one on there. The other end's a little different. It's kind of funky. It's no good like that, all broken up.
Mm-mm.
Crazy. Never a dull moment with my job. Yours is like that too?
Oh, we got different moments. Yeah. Different people, different everything.
Oh yeah,
Landscape architects, landscape.
people can be tough, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, people can definitely be.
You deal with people that say, I don't know how to do your job, but my book says you're doing it wrong.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Your book? Their book?
Yeah. Everybody's book smart nowadays. Nobody's common sense smart.
I seen it on YouTube. You're doing it all wrong.
Yep, exactly. Huh? That's exactly right. So they give you wire nuts, figuring you're gonna have to do this anyways, huh?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, because it's not always an exact replacement.
Yeah.
Right. I might have to get better nuts. These don't even have the metal in them, which I don't like. I gotta get something that's got metal in it that I can really kind of crank down on it, right? Little blue ones, maybe. Yeah, Google is pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I mean, where would we be without it, I guess, right?
I still advertising the phone book, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, that's getting to be outdated, I think.
I think so, yeah. But, I mean, it's still something, right? They charge you an arm and a leg to do that still, or not really?
Well, it really hasn't gone up since the
Yeah.
last 4 or 5 years. It's still kind of like the same amount, so.
I got you.
And then, that looks pretty good actually. I should be able to get the cover back on and I'm gonna put the flame sensor back and all that stuff. As this goes back in, which it does. Look at that shit, huh?
That's, you know, it's half the battle.
Okay. When I start touching this shit, sometimes it gets a little on the hairy side,
Yeah,
right? You don't
open
know.
up a can of worms. You never
Yeah,
know.
opening up a flipping can of worms is right. Can't leave the people without heat, though. That's the main thing. Well, we definitely needed that igniter. Clean the flame sensor was another thing you definitely needed, because that thing was on a flipping whack.
Yep.
You've seen that, right?
Yep.
That flame sensor thing should be cleaned every couple of years. You could take that out and clean it yourself.
Yeah.
It's not no big deal. Let's get a couple of screws in it. It'll be all right. I don't have to go all up. So this kind of pulls everything together here, I think. This kind of makes everything
A little bit of sheet metal.
fit together, and them burners and whatnot.
Yeah, because that's holding up that rail that was on the top, right? That's pretty much what's holding it up off the bottom, like I said.
Fucking queer design. Alright. I'm hoping this thing works.
You and me both, my man.
Definitely an older. It's probably like one of the original ones they ever made. So this flame sensor senses the flame and keeps the flame on. That gets dirty. A lot of times the flame will drop out. It won't stay running, which is a possibility why it might have been acting up also. Hopefully the thing starts, runs. Guess we'll find out, right?
Sure will.
Alright, flame sensor rod connector. Alright, we'll turn it on and go turn it upstairs. He's gonna turn it up. I could jump it out down here if I wanted. Just clicked. Definitely glowing there, see it?
Yep.
That was a good glow.
Yeah.
So with this thing being wimpy like that,
It was
it might glow a little bit, but you know.
Or it catches the right draft and the gas just happens to ignite, and like you said, that one's a little more robust that you put in too. So.
Well, it's brand new.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just saying it looks a little bit bigger, but looks good.
Well, you ain't gonna find this exact one anymore.
No,
As long as you don't buy the cheap aftermarket ones,
Right.
them are the ones that give you all kinds of problems. I've dealt with that before. If it's this main brand here, these are good. These Robert Shaw ones, I like these. So that's good.
pretty universal, or they?
Well, no,
brand
this one here is for a ream, ream rud. See it?
Yep.
But it just had to change the. It had the same
Same everything.
design. It just the end was different.
Same everything. Yeah.
Same length, and it's these are good. These Robert Shaw.
So, in your expertise, what would you think an upgrade would run me?
Well, the thing is, you got no chimney here, so it's vented.
Yeah.
Now the problem is, you can't reuse this vent because the Massachusetts changed the code. It's got to be all this special piping now. You can't use that anymore. Leave it alone as it's running.
Yeah.
When it dies, worry about it, because you might get another 4 or 5 years out of this.
Yeah.
If it was me, every couple of years I would take this apart and clean that. You want to clean it like with a dollar bill, nothing to scratch it.
Right.
Let's let it ride, okay? I mean, unless you want to start for no reason.
Well, I just if it's an efficient working thing, then that's fine, and it works when I need it to work.
If it starts giving you problems, I would definitely change it before you start, putting gas valves and shit in it. It ain't worth it.
Right.
I'm glad you were here so you could see what was going on.
Well, yeah, you definitely wouldn't have missed it.
It wasn't a lot of easy one to fix. So you get involved with this shit and you start taking things apart, and next thing you know, it's like, well, look at this one. Look at the way this was designed. Oh, you want to turn your thermostat back down? Yeah, it's definitely an old one. How old was the house?
The house was built, I believe, in the 60s.
Wow, yeah, so this is probably when it was put in.
67.
It's back in the 60s.
This is dated 92, manufactured date on it.
Oh, it is 92.
Yeah.
Well, so that's usually you get 25 years out of a furnace. I mean,
That's
so
what
you're
I'm
already,
thinking. We're at 30.
You're already up all the time.
Yeah. What's your preferred method of payment? Cash, check, credit card?
Either one. I just don't do credit cards. That's 4%. I'll give you a slip. I'll give you the cash, or
I don't have the cash on me, but she's got the checkbook upstairs. She said I can go to the ATM and bring the cash. However you want to do it. Whichever you prefer.
check is fine.
Okay.
She's an oldie. She's an old girl.
Try to keep it clean in there, though. I'll take it apart, shot back all the cobwebs and shit out of there. And
new hot surface igniter, clean flame sensor. And you said it was, what year?
I thought it was in 92, maybe?
Looks like it might be it's an 80. No?
Manufactured 592.
1989. 89, so that's 90. Oh yeah, manufacturer date right there, 92. Yeah, so that's 30 years old.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Alright guys, just left that job. That furnace has been for 30 years. He's never done one thing to it but change the filter, so just goes to show you. I showed him how to clean the flame sensor, and that igniter was definitely, you could see it had a little spot in it. That's definitely probably what the problem was. So we put a new igniter in it, clean the flame sensor and let it ride. I told him, you know, if the thing ever needs like an exhaust fan motor, or I wouldn't be putting a lot of money into that thing because it's an older unit. And we'll see, let it ride and see. That's probably going to take care of this issue. Kind of glad he was around. He could see what's going on with it, and told him about cleaning the flame sensor every couple of years and give him a feel for what's going on with the unit there. You know, that was definitely a kind of a
turn right on State Road.
That was definitely a strange breed furnace. This is a crusty one. I had to run out to my shop and get a bolt for it. Not a bolt, it's only down the street, so it wasn't that big of a deal. she's a running. She's a runner. Yeah, she's a runner, Mama. Good.